Good morning. It's Thursday, the 14th of September, 2017, and a rather nice day outside, I have to say. The sun is beaming, boys and girls. I woke up at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock this morning, I forced myself back to sleep. Oh, yes. I reached over to my little bedside cabinet, got the sellotape out, and taped down my eyelids again so that I could continue to sleep for a while. At least only till 8 o'clock, at which point someone's decided to start doing the strimming outside. Now, I've got double glazing. Has anyone got triple glazing, by the way? Any of you got triple glazing? I heard this woman, what was it, on a bloke on the radio on one of those like consumer things. On LBC, they do this consumer thing. I think it's on Monday nights, either Sunday nights or Monday nights with Clive Ball. I think it's on about 9 o'clock at night. And you ring in with consumer questions, you know. I bought some poor old dear, bless her heart. She rang in and she was saying, I've got a tabletop oven. And she says, I've only had it for 4 years and it's gone wrong and the place that sold it to me doesn't want to know. And I thought, well, you have had it 4 years, love. You might want to contact the manufacturer, not the shop. And they said, have you contacted the manufacturer yet? Well, no, not really. Only the shop I bought it from. Bless her heart. Because they're not interested anymore, are they? You know when you buy something from somewhere, as soon as that year is up, they're not interested, are they? There are large electrical retailers. You know the biggest one. You know the biggest one, Currys. They seem completely and utterly and if you walk in Currys with a Currys bag, they don't come near you. Because they think you're bringing something back. They're not interested. Poor old dear, bless her. And she couldn't understand why they didn't want to know. Well, it is 4 years old, love. And those tabletop ovens, I don't know how long they're supposed to last, but I think 4 years, that's not bad, is it, for something that you kind of move around? And it's not like a normal oven. You know, you've got it installed somewhere like that. Anyway, back to windows. Has anyone got triple glazing? This bloke rang up LBC on Monday or Sunday night this week, and he said that a window company had said to him, well, we're do the triple glazing, it's thousands of pounds, whatever it costs, I don't know. If you don't find any difference, we will not charge you for it. So he had the windows done and didn't notice any difference. Triple glazing. And I just wondered, have any of you got triple glazed windows? I think it's the norm in places, in very cold places like Sweden or Norway, somewhere like that. I mean, I just wondered if any of you had. I've never come across any place in this country who's actually got triple glazing. Anyway, this bloke was sure he wasn't going to have to pay for this thing. I don't know whether he did or not. I didn't listen to the rest of it. It became very boring, my darlings, and I had to switch him off, I'm afraid. Yes, double glazing. And I wondered if I had the triple glazing here, would I not be woken up by this man from the council strimming? Although not an unpleasant sound, I have to say. It's not an annoying sound. Not like if you've got someone noisy upstairs. That must be murder. You know, playing their house music. Boom, 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 boom. 2 o'clock on a Saturday morning because you're all upstairs on drugs and passed out on the settee and no one's turned the record player off. Not that they have record players anymore. They're a media device. Oh, you do miss record players, don't you? I know you do. Stacking up those LPs or 12-inch singles and waiting for the next one to drop down and the arm to come across and completely miss it when it lands on the side next to it. Let's say hello to some of the morning people who are with us early today. Oh, hang on, I'm up here now, aren't I? I'm still trying to learn my new method of communication to you. Good morning to... good morning, Adam the Plumber is the first one there this morning, I think. Good morning, Adam the Plumber. Diane's there. Greetings, Diane. Hope you're well, Diane. Wendy there. Good morning, Wendy. Gustav says, good morning. Betty's drunk again. I don't drink, Gustav. I don't actually drink, dear. Didn't you know that? Have you ever seen me with a drink in my hand? No, I don't drink. He says he doesn't drink, but you only talk like that if you've either hit the bottle of Diamond White before coming on. Oh, let's just jump forward. hit the bottle of Diamond White before coming on air, or been hit by a bus, one or the other. Or a stroke. No, shouldn't do that. Someone to complain. Oh, you wouldn't be doing that if you knew someone who had a stroke. Oh, don't know. I do, actually. Many people. And if I did it to them, they'd laugh. So you laugh as well. It's comedy, dear. Comedy. And talking of comedy, I have to tell you, and I'll post it. I'll get the link and post it on my wall. Gustav, who's with us most mornings, until he passes out, which is like 10 minutes usually after I start the programme. Gustav sent a little film this morning of Peter Kay taking the rise out of Slimmer's World. It's very, very funny. And it's very, very accurate as well. I've got to tell you, it's really funny. So I'll post that back up on my wall. I'll copy the link and post it on the wall a little bit later on after I finish the show. All right, boys and girls? So there we are. Very, very good quiz last night, I have to say. Really enjoyed myself last night. I do a quiz every Wednesday night. That's at the King's Head Theatre Bar in Upper Street in Islington. Funny, really, I was on my way there and it got right to the bottom of the road. It's like a main road. You can have top end or bottom end. I come in usually on the top end, very occasionally on the bottom end if it's really busy. And there was a sign at the bottom end. And it said road closed. I thought, oh, God, here we go. But I went through the road closed sign, which wasn't on the road. It was just kind of at the side of the road, indicating that further up it's closed. I thought, I wonder how far down I can get. I was the only car on this bit of road. I hope I wasn't illegally driving up it, but I seemed to be the only car on this road. And I got to the pub and it wasn't closed. So I don't know what's going on there. Very, very strange and mysterious that was. Anyway, walked into the pub. We had 9 teams to start with last night. And we ended up with 6 teams and really, really nice people. And I try and suss them out when I get in there, Is this going to be a friendly crowd or a hostile crowd? Are you friendly or hostile? That is the question I must ask for you this morning. Are you going to be friendly or hostile towards me this morning? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'll come to your messages in a minute, boys and girls. I can see some people putting messages up there, so don't worry, I can see them. I'll be with you in a moment. Some people get very upset if I don't read their messages out. You haven't read my message out. You haven't read... I do try and do as many as possible. Stop looking for faults, dear. Stop looking for faults. So I did my quiz last night, and very, very nice in there. I was at lovely, lovely people in there. There were groups of people sitting on their own. Johnny, who comes every week, is usually with a team called the Short Planks. And he was on his own last night, sitting on a bar. But people do come on their own, not many, and play the quiz on their own, which is fine. And I try to make them feel as welcome as possible, like you. I try to make you feel as welcome as possible while you're watching this. You can join in if you want to. You can send messages. You can ring up. Or you can just sit there and kind of, take it easy. Take it easy, light another cigarette. What's this old bloke going on about today? And, and feel free to invite people around to your homes to join in the fun, boys and girls. You can all sit there and watch this and take the mick out of me. I don't mind. As long as you're having fun. That's what it's all about. Having fun and having a little bit of a chat. And a cigarette. And a cup of tea from my Mickey Mouse cup, which is now empty, unfortunately. Oh, well. There were groups of people in there. There were straight couples. There were gay couples. And it was lovely in there last night. Really, really nice. And the whole thing with the straight couples and the gay couples, I always knew, sort of back in the 80s, at some point, everyone would just come together in one pub. Okay? And that would be fine. And that's what's happening now, especially with the younger people. They don't care who likes what and who does who or whatever like that. They don't care. Everyone's in the pub together. Interestingly enough, and I don't understand this, you get most, what's the word now? Most, oh God, I don't know, what word can I say? The biggest problem now seems to be the really hard left gays who don't like straight people in the gay pubs. I don't get that at all. I've never been in a straight pub where there's been a problem with gay people being in a straight pub. if you want to call it that. There's never ever a problem in all the 35 or so years I've been DJing in both, or doing quiz nights or quiz nights or karaoke nights. Never ever been a problem. The problem is with the hard left gays. No, they're straight. They shouldn't be in our pubs. What the hell's all that about, gang? It's beyond me. It really is. And you see it on the paper. They all rip each other apart, don't they? And all that business. So a wonderful, wonderful quiz last night. Came home. Nice drive home. I had my dinner. What did I have last night? Oh, I had some more of my rice risotto, which has got far too much garlic in it. Can you smell that? Like that. Garlic being poured into your mouths there. And then I went to bed. I have dinner now when I come in. I have lunch. This is my normal day. I have lunch, do stuff, have a little sleep, get up, go to work, have a banana on my way to work, come back home, then have my dinner, watch a little bit of telly, and then go to bed, which is quite nice. I'll come back to my story in a minute. Let's just do some of your messages coming up this morning. You're watching on the... good morning to those of you watching on Periscope this morning. MJR is with us. Good morning, MJR. And Neil as well. Good morning, Neil, who says, I was the first one to hear who you are talking to. Talking to you, Neil. Talking to you. Good morning, Neil. Whereabouts are you, sir? Good morning to Dashcam Nissan UK 1990. Good morning, Dashcam. Yes, this is live. Well, it's live if there's a clock there. Is that the time where you are? If that's the time where you are and you're in the UK, then yes, indeed, we are live. If it's another time, then you're probably watching the recording. Okay, my friend. I must get a dash cam. I keep meaning to get a dash cam for my car. Very difficult deciding which one to get, actually. They seem to do them for like 15 quid and 250 quid, so I'm not quite sure which one to buy. Can you advise on a dash cam that's not going to break the bank? I don't really want to spend 200 quid on a dash cam. You know, more my like, you know, I'll leave the car somewhere, someone will smash the window and nick the dash cam, wouldn't they? Terrible. Good morning to Moose Passies. Good morning. Brendan Brady is watching via YouTube. There you go. We're here for you on YouTube, Mr. Brendan Brady fan. Are you happy now? It took a little bit of work, but we got there, so I'm quite pleased about that. Hello to Meek Keefe. Brendan says, I get very upset, Chris, if you don't read my messages. Well, there you are. I'm reading them as quickly as they are coming up, all right? Hello to Chris Manzar, who found the show yesterday and is joining us this morning. Good morning, sir. Chicken Lover, Les Miles, the Great is there as well. Okay, send your messages through, boys and girls, and I'll read them out for you on as we do the show. Okay, sometimes I don't always get straight to them. Okay, not always straight to them, because if I just read messages all the time, it would be boring and I'd have no stories to tell. We wouldn't have time for the stories. Okay. Good morning to the lovely Elaine. Morning, Elaine, who's in Israel. I hope your little trips to the hospital were going all right, Elaine. I had a little trip to the hospital yesterday. Yesterday, was it? No, Tuesday. And we might have to have another camera down my throat. That's worse than it sounds, because it doesn't go in your mouth. It goes up your nose and back down the other side. And it's really not a pleasant experience. I think I'm going to have that again, because I keep getting dry here. Very dry throat here, just down this side, which the doctor reminded me, and I'd completely forgotten about it, is the same side I had the problem with. Do you remember about 2 years ago? I had the problem there. So that's it, okay. Wendy wants to see a cookery video of the rice risotto. Yeah, I can do that, Wendy. I can do that. We'll do that. Reminded me, and I'd completely forgotten about it. Shut up. Sorry about that interference there, boys and girls. Hang on a minute. What have I done now? If I do something wrong, I lose my bits and pieces. There we are. That's better. Sorted out now. Yeah. So I might have to go and have that done again. Hello to Russ, who's in Yorkshire this morning. Good morning, Russ. Nice to see you, sir. And Gary Butler, nephew Gary Butler's there as well. Excellent. So, as I say, I went to bed. I watched a little bit of television. Now, that was Dragon's Den. Do you like Dragon's Den? Excellent programme. BBC 2 Colour, I think, on Sunday or Monday night, something like that. And right at the very end... Yeah. All right, Brendan. Thank you, Chris. Right at the very end of Dragon's Den this week, there was a woman, and she was doing a DIY knitting. Now, probably like me, you can't do knitting. I don't know who does knitting now. My mum used to do knitting. She used to make. My mum was all very involved in the church. She was a member of the Catholic Women's League and other various organisations, I think. And she used to knit little hats for babies in India. And the story was, I don't know if it's true or not, I'm just passing it on to you. The story was that a lot of people who have babies in India simply dump them. They dump the baby somewhere, and a group of nuns, I think Mother Teresa was possibly one of them. And Mother Teresa did an awful lot of work. As you know, she died. Wasn't it? That was the same day Princess Diana died. Mother Teresa died, wasn't it? Do you remember? Anyway, these nuns used to go around India and find these babies, or they would be informed there was a baby that had been dumped. They would collect them, take them back and look after them. And my mum used to knit these tiny little hats along with lots of other ladies, and they would send out of, wool to keep the legs warm and send them over to India. So that's my mum's knitting. My mum used to do the knitting, though. I think it's quite easy, actually. Once you know how to do it. I think as a very young boy, I think I did some knitting at some point, but I didn't carry it on. I could sit here and knit my own jackets. Be a lot cheaper than buying them from blooming Ralph Lauren and Ted Baker, wouldn't it? For God's sake, blimey. These things are not cheap. And on the Dragon's Den, she had made knitting with really thick wool. Now, when I say thick wool, if I show you the bottom of this Maplin's contact cleaner thing, okay, that would be the thickness of the wool. There's my fist, so you can see that's quite thick. The wool was this thick, and the knitting needles were massive. These knitting needles were massive, okay? All right, see you, Ross. Bye-bye, Ross. These knitting needles were massive, and they were sitting there doing it, and it was a knitting DIY thing. And it was very good. You could go out and buy one of these kits and knit stuff whenever you want. And the thing is, because the wool was so big and thick, it would take you a lot less time to make things with this big thick wool, like hats and stuff like that, than it would be to get a normal little ball of knitting and that. Funnily enough, talking about knitting, it's funny. When I was down at the hospital, I go to the Royal Free Hospital sometimes in London to have stuff done down there, and we walked past they have like a table, like a welcoming table, where there's always some elderly people, obviously volunteers, and wonderful for them to do such a thing. They're sitting at this table, and there was a load of them doing knitting. So it must be some sort of knitting school. I nearly went over and I told Ronnie, my mate who took us down there this week, I said to her, we ought to join the knitting table over there. It must be some sort of knitting group. But make your own clothes. I could make United Kingdom talk jumpers and send them out to you for a very, very reasonable price. I think £25 is more than fair, don't you? More than fair. Anyway, so this lady's doing her stuff and she's selling her pitch. And the dragons are sitting there, and I think it was Peter Jones. He said, what got you into doing all this? And she said she was very much into crafts and all that. He said, oh, right, well, what other crafts do you do? And I think she was saying, I don't know what, can't remember now, making cards or paper things or something like that. And he said, what got you into all this? And she said, I have very bad depression, which I've had since I was 18. And she said, I found that by doing crafts and things like that, it keeps the depression at bay. And I'm watching this, and I'm going to tell you something now that I haven't told you before. I'm watching this with great intrigue, and how she's managed to conquer her depression by doing this stuff, And I'm sure you've had it as well before. Maybe not as bad, or perhaps much worse than other people. I don't know. I don't know your life. And I thought, you know what? Part of doing this show, to me, is managing mine. Because ever since the age of about 18, actually, I've had depression, particularly bad about 2 years ago. And it was bad. If I can explain to you how it works, because there's a lot of people talking about this now, and I've been watching this one. Oh, do I really want to talk about this or not? And I'll tell you. Adam wants to buy a UK jumper. Yeah? Okay, Adam, I'll get one sorted for you as well. Okay. Anyway, hello, Les Miles. No, I'm not a radio personality, just some sad old bloke sitting in the spare bedroom chatting. That's me, okay? I don't do proper radio or anything like that. Right. So about 2 years ago, and for 4 or 5 years before that, I had it really bad. Terrible depression. Terrible depression. I would go downstairs and I would burst into tears for no reason at all. I would go around with a smile on my face, standing in front of 200 people DJing, and the moment I left there, I would go bang, straight down again. And it was awful. It was dreadful. It was really bad. And the only person that really knew about it was my mate, who would see me like this. And he couldn't pull me out. A couple of years ago, he turned up at my house on my birthday, and it would be the slightest thing to set me off. The slightest thing. Something would go wrong. Perhaps some tiny little thing would go wrong, and that would send me straight back down below ground level, below the basement. That's how bad it would get. And my mate came round, I'll never forget, only a couple of years ago, with a great big birthday cake for my birthday. And the dishwasher had gone wrong. Now, if you watch the show and you've been around for a long time, then you may remember that show when the dishwasher went wrong. You'd see me come up here. Oh, you can't believe it. The dishwasher's gone wrong and all that. Happy, smiling. Well, you didn't realise that it had taken me really down low. And I'm pushing buttons on this blasted dishwasher thing, and nothing was happening. And then the phone rang, and it was my mate. Hello, happy birthday, Chris. Can you open the door and come outside with your camera? I've got a nice big cake for you. Well, just bring it in, will you, please? Well, it's outside. Don't you want to do a little film or something? No, just bring it in, Ron. Just bring the cake in. Okay, look, I'm really sorry. I'm very busy. Oh, right, okay. So, of course, he arrived at the door. Great big cake in his hand. And, look, just put it over there, will you, please? Well, what's wrong? And, you know, it's difficult to forgive yourself for something like that. Because he'd gone to all this effort to great big blooming cake. And, you know, later on, you realise what a complete and utter tosser you've been towards someone else because of your depression. Great effort had been made to make this massive birthday cake. And it was just such a stupid thing. You know, I'm not poor. I can pick up the phone and have another dishwasher and that one taken away in a couple of hours if I wanted to. And it was just a dishwasher that had gone wrong. That's all it was. And I was so down about that. Of course, I apologised to him a few days later. He completely understood, and I felt so bad for so long about it. Anyway, I started seeing someone. I'm going back here about 2 years. I've not told anyone this. I have told one person, one member of the family I've told this. That's all. One member of the family I've told this to, who had a similar little thing. And I went to start seeing this lady at the same hospital that I attend occasionally. And she, I'll never forget, I was sitting there in this, I don't know what it was, a clinic thing. There was a few people sitting there for various different other things. And all of a sudden someone said, Christopher, and you know, you've got in your mind sort of an idea on what a psychiatrist is going to be like. You know, big old bloke or big old lady comes in and all that business. And all of a sudden I heard, Christopher, and I looked round. And I thought, oh, it must be someone I know. Christopher! Yes? Would you like to come this way, please? And there, standing before me, was this most beautiful lady. She was just absolutely stunning. She was. And I said, I said, so I've got up and I'm going, I said, are you the psychiatrist? She said, well, we don't call ourselves that now, but yes, it's me. And we've gone and sat down, and I'm like gobsmacked how beautiful this woman is. Absolutely stunning. She was from Bangladesh at some point. Or maybe her parents. I don't know if it was her or her parents. Anyway, so I sat down and we just started talking. And I went to see her without going into all sorts of things, bits and pieces. I went to see her for about 7 months. It was every other week, every 2 weeks. And I think it was a couple of 4 weeks there when either one or we couldn't quite match up. And after 7 weeks, on a couple of weeks before, she said, right, well, we need to find out where we're going to stop doing this now, because you've been seeing me for 7 months. She said, when do you think you might like to stop this? I said, well, I don't mind now, really. And while you're talking to the psychiatrist, sometimes you would break down in tears and she would just talk to you and you'd talk to her. Now, that was 2 years ago. And I have to say to you, I haven't been down there since. I can't tell you what she did, because I don't know. I do know she sat there and listened to everything that I said to her. So many times you try and have a conversation with someone, and all the time they're jumping in. They're not really listening to you. And they start talking about themselves. And you kind of think to yourself, well, no, and maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But she sat there and listened to everything I said and talked to me back when I left gaps. And I don't know what she did. I don't. I get a little bit fed up now and again now, but I never get to that level down there that I used to get to. The crying for no reason, walking down the road, oh God, no, like that. It was like that. You'd never know. You would never have known this unless I told you, would you? It had gone on for years, I'm telling you. 20 years this had gone on for. And maybe doing this sort of thing and going to the swimming pool, going out to visit afternoon teas and going to the theatre, not the theatre so much, but the Royal Albert Hall and seeing concerts, as I've now done for a while. Maybe that's the answer. To sit at home on your own and do nothing is not the answer. You need to find something to do. And I think that's part of it. This is what this comes back to the Dragon's Den thing. And this is what the lady on Dragon's Den, when she was sitting there saying that, I thought, oh my God, you're doing this. I'm doing the same as what you've done with your craft. And this, chatting to you, this is my craft, isn't it? This is my knitting. And I do wonder if you've got depression and anything can set it off. Do you have anything that you do? Do you have a hobby? Or do you do nothing other than watch the television? Because the television isn't going to take away the depression, I'm afraid. Who wants to see something happy, ha-ha, when they're depressed? Now, when I go to work, or when I'm not so much now, because I don't have it now. Honestly, I don't. If I had it, I'd tell you. If I had it, okay, if this show, when I finished today's show, if I thought I was going to go downstairs, oh God, here it's back again, then I would tell you now, because we're talking about it now. Something I've never talked about before. But I don't have it anymore. Not since I went to see her, and that finished 2 years ago. 2 years ago that finished. And I haven't been down there since. Isn't that strange? Strange and mysterious. But I think all mad people like myself have got a little bit of depression in them. Perhaps not so much, or perhaps some of you have got even more. There's often a trigger, isn't there, as well? A trigger. If you've lost someone that you love, perhaps died. I mean, very difficult to get over that, isn't it? But you've got to find something to do. Something. It doesn't matter what it is. You go down to, join the local library and go down there once a week. If you was to go down there every week, every day for a couple of weeks, I bet people would start talking to you. And you can just go down the library today, I often think sometimes people at church have just come to talk to people. That sort of thing. Right, let's go to some of your messages then. Okay. Oh, let's have a look. Good morning to Scott this morning and someone called Hi. Lots of people joining us on Periscope. I'm really surprised at that, actually, for some reason, because Periscope is a little bit, it's a little bit of a meat market now, don't you think? Especially when you log on at night. They're not saying an awful lot. They're just beautiful people standing there and looking nice, waiting for compliments all the time, aren't they? Kevin says, sorry to hear that. I've been there as well myself, and bad times when I left school. Yes, well, I think mine started when I first split up from my very first girlfriend. That's when mine started, and it just kind of carried on, and all sorts of different things. As you get older, you have, of course, more and more to deal with, don't you? You really do. There's a phone number if you want to join in at some point as well this morning, boys and girls. You can call in. There's the phone number, 020 8144 3477. Let me just deal with this. Okay. 020 8144 3477 is my local London phone number if you want to call in. Let's say hello to 3D Focus, who said who sends a message in, but I can't. Oh, there we are. Okay. Oh, okay. There we are. That's all right. So 3D Focus saw the show yesterday and tried to call in, but it was trying to call into a recording. Please only call in if you know the show's live, which is just shows usually on around about 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so 020 8144 3477. Did you have the depression at all? Anyone else have the depression? You could talk to us about it if you want to this morning. 020 8144 3477. There's also a Skype in if you want to Skype in. My Skype in number is, all one word, United Kingdom Talk. United Kingdom Talk is the Skype in number, okay? Brendan Brady fan says, completely agree with you, Chris. Some of it is finding that reason to be needed or having that something to do and get out of bed for that keeps you going and distracted. Now, yes. My mother had terrible depression only after my father died. My father died in 1996. My mother died in the year 2000. And after my mother was never ill. Very, very rarely was she ill. As soon as my father died, she started becoming ill. A lot of it in the head, unfortunately. Good morning, Max. And it was deep depression. And nothing would bring her out. And she was like that for ages and ages. And then... Okay, I didn't live with her. I'd moved out here by then. And my sister had moved north. So really my mother was on her own once my father had died. Although, of course, I rung up every day. I spoke to her on the phone. But it's not the same. It's not the same. And she had this depression. And she had it and had it and had it. And then I got a burst appendix. And she came straight out of it and came to the hospital to look after me. So I hear what you're saying there. Good morning, Dupus. Morning. What Brendan Brady fan says, you need something to do. You need to feel needed. Yeah? You need to feel like you're required by someone. Now, there was a job I was doing just a little while ago, funnily enough, and after a while, certain things happened in this job. And I decided, I felt that I wasn't required there anymore. Wasn't needed. What I was doing was no longer appreciated. Now, this went on for years. This actually went on for years. I wasn't appreciated. They didn't really need me there anymore. I didn't want me there anymore. But I stayed there just for the thing of it. You know what I mean? But there was no effort put in whatsoever. I didn't put any effort in there. I just turned up, did the job, and took the money. The money was good. The money was good, but you shouldn't really be doing things I do for the money. It doesn't work. And I was at this place for quite some time. But I didn't feel required to be there. I didn't feel that they wanted me there, sort of thing. I was just there, so I just kept going in and taking the money. I put no effort into that job at all, and eventually I left. You know, I was so fed up with it. I didn't feel that anyone, I was required there. And I do feel that people need to feel needed for something. And it could be the most simple thing. It could be the most simple thing that you could feel needed for. Like making the cakes at the local school fair or church thing. You could, anything at all. Anything at all you could feel needed for, something to do to get you out that depression. You need something to do. Joining a group of some sort. Slimmer's World. There's a group that you could join, Slimmer's World. You don't even have to be fat. Do you? Don't even have to be fat. You could join Slimmer's World, and that would give you something to look forward to every week. Oh, it's Tuesday, I'm going to Slimmer's World today. Oh, it's Wednesday, I'm going to, I'm going to the gym today. Oh, it's Thursday, it's my library day, I'm going to the library today. Set yourself out a week of things to do. And that will keep your depression at bay. I'm sure it will. All right? 0208 144 3477 is the number. Yes, Danny, go to church. Look forward. Good morning, Danny. Morning, sir. What's with the yellow jacket, Danny, and trying to look hard? I'd rather see you in a football top, I think. A football top's nice. Yeah, go to church. Join any group at all, and that will help with your depression. All right? 0208 144 3477 is my phone number this morning. Good news on the eBay front. I haven't got the refund yet of the eBay item. You remember I told you I was having a little bit of problem with an eBay item that I wanted to send back, and the bloke didn't want to take it back. I got eBay involved. They sent me a label, and I'm just about to post it. And then the bloke sent me a number saying, "Oh, I see you've involved eBay. Okay, well, if you can send it back to this address." It was a different address. Good morning, Robert. Nice to see you, Robert. Been a while, hasn't it? Morning, Robert. He sent me another address saying that he'd moved and please could I send it to this address. So I didn't know what to do now because eBay have sent me a label with the old address on it and he's telling me he's at another address. So I rung up eBay. It's not hard to find the eBay number, isn't it? Oh dear, what a lot of mucking about. You've got to do that. Have you ever tried to find the eBay customer service or callback I've got a problem type number? Have you looked for it? Oh dear. Well, I found it eventually, rung them up, and they said no. Send it on the address label that we've given you, and that will guarantee you your refund, not the address that he's now giving you, because he hadn't told them. And as far as they're concerned, so I put the label on and posted it off, and I've not had the refund yet, but I remain hopeful, because it was 83 quid, dear. £83. It's not like a £5 job, where you get something small come through the letterbox. So that's what's going on the eBay, okay? So I'll let you know when I get the refund. Talking of things to buy, when's the last time you bought one of those nasty little lightning charging cables for your iPhones? Eh? Well, I've just bought these. And you're going to think I'm really stupid here. I'm really stupid. Good morning, Andrew Hunt, who's singing in a choir. Oh, singing in a choir can lift our mood. Oh, singing in a choir. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Do you know what song I keep playing at the moment on my iPhone? Ave Maria. And all that business. Yes. Okay, just a moment. Which... two mice here and blooming two computers rising here. Hello to Mould. Appreciation is big. So you want to be appreciated, yes. You want someone to appreciate what you're doing. Doing this show I get a lot of appreciation, which I thank you for very much. And appreciation can be any sort of things. It could be someone sending you, "I love what you do. Here's £10,000. And if you want to do that, I will be giving you an address at the end of the show today. Or it could be as simple as, "Thanks for the show," which several of you do. You get a little private message. I'll name one person only, Wendy. Wendy often sends a little private message, just "Thanks for the show." Appreciation. That's all it takes. And it's wonderful. You need to be appreciated. If you've just joined the show, we were talking about depression earlier on. Good morning to Marcus, who said, learning is earning. Yes, it is, Marcus, but I think the whole university thing is a little bit much for some people. I never wanted to go to university, and I don't know why people are pushed to go there now. Just go out and get a job. Apparently, this country is desperate now for electricians and plumbers. So if you've got any young children, as it, well, yeah, young children even, you know, from the age of 10, start telling them, oh, you want to think about becoming a plumber or an electrician. They're making shed loads of money. Shed loads of money. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Morning to Max, and Scott's there as well on Periscope. Kaylee's there. Hello, Kaylee. Chris says, Andre Bocelli sings Ave. Would you want a bit of echo as well? Ave Maria. I love that song, singing in the choir. Do you sing in the choir, Andrew? I can come and play the organ for you. Na, 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 na. When I was at last night of the proms on Saturday, I was so lucky getting tickets for that. When I was at last night of the proms on Saturday night, that was fantastic. When they were playing, oh God, what's the song? Da, 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 da. No, not that one. Land of Hope and Glory. Right at the end, he does a long organ. Oh, it's great. Morning, Rod. A bit late this morning, aren't you, Rod? Morning, Rod. Oh, it's great going last night at the proms. Anyway, back to this. So I love ordering stuff on Amazon, one-click ordering. And this arrived. Just a little box, little cardboard box. Is an Amazon Basics. Now, if you... thank you, Wendy. Wendy's just shared the video to her Facebook wall. Thank you, Wendy. And another couple of people. I forgot to thank you this morning. Thank you, those of you that have taken the time to share the video to your Facebook walls. That's appreciated as well. All right. So if you've ever bought a lightning cable thing for your iPhone, now they can be 25 quid. I found one on Amazon. And small things please little minds. And I have a very, very small mind, let me tell you this. This cable, this lightning cable, is beautiful. I know that sounds odd. It's just a bit of wire. But wait till you see this. It was £7. I think £7. Look at that. What's that look like to you? Isn't that beautiful? It's not pink. It's not pink. It's rose. Oh, I'm hiccuping. It's rose gold. Look at this. It cut little rubber. Only £7. And it works. How many times have you bought one of these lightning cables from the little shop down the road? You know, mobile phones unlocked, and it doesn't work. Well, this does. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, new smell. New smell. There's probably chemicals on there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Rose gold. And it's so pretty. So pretty. So there you go. If you want to buy one of those, Amazon one-click ordering. I shall use that one down there because it's a long one. I shall display that there for you to all see on my little display thing. Anything else you can think? I want to get a globe for there. I still want to get a nice globe, a revolving globe. Very difficult to find a revolving globe. You can find small ones, but not. I want a large revolving globe. The only thing I can think of doing is hanging something else down here, but then you'd have a string there, or maybe a turntable or something like that with a globe revolving round on the back there. So that's my new Amazon cable there. I'm also now waiting for some new headphones, because once again I've lost my headphones. I keep losing headphones. They're in the house somewhere. I've got a lovely pair of Bose. They're the larger, you know, like this. These are Bose ones as well. Look at this. They're large Bose headphones, but mine are wireless. And I've had them a while, and I keep losing them in the house. The last place I saw them was next to me on the bedside cabinet. Can I find them for love of money now? No, gone. So I've ordered on, and they were Bose ones. I got those from Florida when I was last time in Florida, when I took my nephew there a couple of years ago. We went to Disney and all that. Best holiday ever. Best holiday ever. So I've ordered 2 of those little ones now, you know, the ones that you put in. Now, I've got these Apple ones that come with a phone, but there's just no bass on these. They're a bit tinny. Do you know what I mean? A little bit tinny. No bass on those at all. So I've ordered a pair. Again, Amazon, one-click ordering for only £8. I mean, they got good reviews. And I'm starting to learn that you don't need to buy a label to buy quality. I'm going in Primark later today. I've got nothing to do today, so I'm going to go swimming. Or is it 11:10 already? How long have I been chatting for? 45 minutes again, dear me. I've got nothing to do today, so I'm going to go swimming when I finish, and then I'll probably come back, have some lunch, and then going into town to have a look around the new Primark. And we've got a new Fenwicks, pronounced Phoenix. We got a new Phoenix opened in town last week. It was because we had all the new shops open last week, which is all very exciting. I haven't had a proper look round there yet. I couldn't find the bars. Apparently, there's a road where there's loads of bars, and we didn't see that last week. I was talking to my neighbour. She said, "Well, it's next to McDonald's." I said, "Oh, so you go to McDonald's, turn left. Is it down there?" She said, "Yes," because that was never a road before. That was like a car park. They flattened the place. I think it was about 3 years ago, and built it, and we've got all new stuff down there. So and we've got a new Cineworld there, which got these seats. They've got these seats in the Cineworld that shake while the thing goes like that. Be like being in an electric chair, wouldn't it, without the electric? Well, that must be an awful way to die. Electric chair. Apparently your eyes pop out. Did you know that? Ghastly, isn't it? People go and watch them, didn't they? In America. They go and watch them be electrocuted in the chair. How ghastly is that? Oh, don't go around murdering people then. Then you won't be electrocuted, will you? Ghastly people. Ghastly. Good morning to Telm. Why are you put all question marks? Telm, what's all the question marks for? I don't understand. What do you want? Do you want to ask a question? And hello to Hakan this morning. Wendy says, Adam and I had a good long look for a large evolving globe for you. Couldn't find one. Now, I can find one, Wendy, but they are hundreds of pounds. You know, I don't mind spending 50, maybe £75 on one, you know, for a quality one. I'm not spending like 300 quid on one. They're just silly money. I rung up someone and said, "Oh, we haven't got any of those there." He said, "I know where you'll get them. Here's the phone number. They've got a website." He said, "But you're looking at some serious money." And they were literally £400 for these large revolving globes, which I think is a little bit much. Oh, mind you, would that be tax deductible? It would, wouldn't it? Need it for the job. That's a point. Tax deductible. I'll see what my tax is at the end of the year. Well, it won't be till next April yet. I hope I'm not dead by then. I might be dead by the time I better get it quickly. I shouldn't say things like touch wood. Where's my wood? Fortunately, this is wood. Not plastic, dear. Wood on the top here. Thank you, Wendy. Stuart says, good morning, Stuart. Morning, Chris. Try not to say anything outrageous today. I'm up a ladder painting my stairwell this morning, and I don't want my ladder to wobble if you make me laugh too loud. Well, I can see you wobbling from here, Stuart. You want to lose some weight, mate? Christ, how can that ladder take all that weight, dear? Well, get yourselves down to Slimming World. Wobble, wobble, wobble. I've spent many, many years wobbling. I have. I'm still wobbling a bit at the moment. I am. Morning, Stuart. Oh, I hate painting. I absolutely detest painting or any form of DIY, which I'm not very good at anyway. I really hate DIY. Can you do painting? Perhaps you'll do a little bit of painting for me. I wonder how much that's going to cost me. Oh, dear me. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me have a look at this. There we go. Let's just add that there. Good. Well, that's all I was going to tell you this morning about my sad, lonely, pathetic life. Wendy says, read the reviews. They only last 18 months or so. Was that for the big globes? Really? Well, you don't want to be spending £200 or £300 on a large globe for it to break after a couple of months, do you? Oh, that's after 14 months. That's not long at all. I expect them to last a little bit longer than that. Andrew does sing in a choir. Andrew says he sings in two St Elizabeth's, Aspel, Wigan, and Cantique Chamber Choir. Wow! Even if I don't feel like going to practice when I've been away, I always feel better. Oh, absolutely. I'm sure you do, Andrew. Have you ever sung Foray's Requiem? I like that one. Requiem eternal, dona nobis. Do you know the song? Do you know the piece? Look it up. Foray's Requiem. All this stuff is on YouTube. Don't even have to buy anything anymore. It's all a free world we're living in, dear. All a free world. Foray's Requiem. Look that up. It's a very, very beautiful piece. Good morning to Steve Murray. Good morning. He's one of our latest wonderful karaoke singers. Looks like he was in a boy band. Aren't you, Steve? Good morning. I did say that to him Sunday night, and he said I was a smooth talker. Smooth talking. That's what we want. Good morning, Christina. Very late this morning. We're about to finish, Christina. I'll tell you what, I'll carry on a little bit longer just for you. I'll give you a couple of news stories to have a little bit of a think about, all right? Rod said he's very late, been working on new songs. What are you going to do? What songs are you going to do, Rod? You're going to sing it. You're going to ring in and sing us a couple of songs at some point. Going to close the phone lines in a minute as no one's called. You boring people. You don't have to call. Honestly, I don't worry about people not calling in, but it's still up there. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in tonight. If not, that's fine as well. It's no problem, okay? Wendy says that Barry Manilow did Ave Maria. I don't think I've heard that. I'm sure you'll send me a link at some point, my darling, okay? Thank you. Barry Manilow. Ave Maria. That is nice. That is nice, that song. Let me see if I've missed. I don't want to miss anything out. Morning, Kim. Kim joins us. You're a bit late as well this morning, aren't you, Kimmy? Have you been hoovering? Kim lives up north. She's my sister's sister-in-law, and she has a spotless house, let me tell you. She's permanently cleaning and polishing. You'd have a very busy time here, Kim. Dust. I was looking at dust today on the top of my clock downstairs, and I thought I must clean that off, sometime next year. You'd have a very, very busy job if you came and did my cleaning, Kim, I tell you. All right. Let's just go back to the... Chris has just sent us something. I don't know if I can look that up, Chris. I'll try and look that up. Let's see if I can look that up. What have you sent me, Chris? Oh. Now, what have I done now? I've done something wrong. There we are. Okay, I think I can type that in. Type that in. It's just taken me to Amazon. That's just kind of taken me to Amazon. It's not taken me to a thing of any sort. So I don't know what that is, Chris. What is that you're sending in, my friend? Perhaps you're just... oh, it's a levitation globe. Is that the one in between the two things? Because if it is, it's very small. You look at the dimensions. It's very small. We want something, at least as big as that. We want a revolving globe turning around. Slow, and it's got to be slow. Kind of anything spinning around at the speed of 4 inch. Well, that's 1, 2. That's not big. That's about 4 inches, isn't it? It's not big. Look. 4 inches. That would be like half the size of that. Not big enough, I'm afraid. No, we need something a little bit bigger than that. Maybe they'll have something in Phoenix. I'll have a look around Phoenix later. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you sending that. All right. Some news stories for you this morning. Now, you may remember several times I've thought of, going away and being away from everything. And stupid people. You all come across stupid people. I'm one of them. Thank you, Chris. I'm one of the stupid people. But you come across them all the time. And I've often thought, be nice to get away from everyone. Goodbye, Wendy. Thank you, my darling. And there's a story in the mail this morning. It says, the far northern tip of a remote Scottish island is up for sale after being uninhabited for almost 80 years. And I'm thinking about this. What must that be like to be there just on your own, surrounded by the sea and the grass? The 98-hectare Theverland Croft in North Row, Shetland's most northerly village, has belonged to David Murray's family for more than 150 years. It's on the market for £595,000, alongside 3 smaller tenanted crofts, one of which has a 4-bedroomed family home. Featherland, which is popular with walkers and tourists, boasts a rich heritage with evidence of human settlement from prehistoric times and incredible opportunities to see killer whales, puffins and ospreys. Now, does that appeal to you at all? Remember, there's no one around you. You're on your own. It includes the old fishing station, which became the biggest in Shetland before being abandoned in 1906. The owner blames health reasons for the sow, and there's the thing, you see. It's all very well wanting to... And there's a picture of the house there. I'll post that on my Twitter for you to see. I'm going to start posting links for you on Twitter. My Twitter's the same as the Facebook. Twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK. So if you've got that thing, then follow us on there. There we go. That's the link to there on Twitter, which I've just posted. Okay? So sign up to the Twitter and I'll start posting links on there whenever we talk about things. It might be easier for you to have a little look on there. But do you fancy that at all? It's all right. Good morning, Uggity. Good morning, Uggity. It's all very well when you're fit and well, sort of going and living on someone like that. What about when you need an ambulance? There's no ambulance on the island, I wouldn't have thought. When you're ill, you're on your own, aren't you? If you have a heart attack, how's anyone going to know? Especially if you're on your own. This is the thing with living on your own. You know, I could drop dead as soon as I finish the show. No one would know about it until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Would they? Where's Chris this morning? Oh, you wouldn't think that I'd drop down dead, would you? Yeah. Oh, maybe he's not here today. Even probably a few days would pass before you started thinking to yourself, good morning, KQ. A few days would probably pass before you suddenly thought, oh, is there something wrong with Chris? You know, if I didn't turn up at one of my places of employment, like tomorrow night's my next job. I'm doing karaoke tomorrow night. Steve wants to know, can I suggest a song for him to sing next? Tearing Up My Heart by NSYNC. I like that one. You're tearing up my heart, but I'm with you. I like that one, Steve. I can get you a couple of dancers as well, you know, with little sparkling tops behind you, something like that. Is that a good idea? Good morning to Zach this morning. Morning, Zach. KQ is in Arizona, US of A. Is that where you got those bush weaves? Is it the bushes, that tumbleweeds? Do you have tumbleweeds there? Like we see on Western movies. And you don't see many Western movies on the telly anymore, do you? I used to like John Wayne. Yeah, John Wayne is there. Yes, you'd be on your own on that island. And I think, you know, I could drop down dead. And if I didn't turn up at work tomorrow night, because I don't ever not turn up for work. Doesn't happen. You know, if I'm ill, I've rung 3 days before I'm going to be ill. I'm very, very reliable. You give me a job, you can walk away and forget about it, knowing in your mind that job will do it. I am extremely reliable. Not like some people. Terrible. Oh, I've got a cut finger. I can't come in today. And there's so many liars in this world. Dishonest people who ring up and pretend that they're ill just because they want a day off. They can't be bothered to go in. Nope, I'm very reliable. Very, very reliable. Oh, yes, they do have those dust storms in Arizona. Look at that. KQ says, I'm American. I will tell you, my uncle went to school in the UK and your country is my inspiration. I hope I can be your inspiration as well, KQ. I hope I can be your inspiration. Yes. Now Chris is trying to send something out. Chris, I don't know why, but when I copy these links, they just bring me up to the Amazon page. For some reason. I tell you what, Chris, let's try that again now. Let's see. No, for some reason, that's just bringing me up to the Amazon page. Maybe the links don't quite work from the Periscope. I don't know why. Yeah, it's probably USA thing. Crazy American opinion. Even English or UK, people are much smarter than the USA people. Not necessarily, KQ. You're very smart. You know, you got Donald Trump, who's. I'm a very smart man. I am very, very highly educated. When are you not going to get rid of him, for Christ's sake? I don't know. No, it's Chris who's trying to send us a few links for Amazon, but unfortunately it's not working. So let me have a look at that, Chris. Amazon 6. I'll type in Amazon 6-inch globe and see if that brings anything out. Amazon 6-inch globe. Is it an MG? Oh, no, you said £329, Chris. Gosh, is it the one with the 3 legs? It's got 3 legs on it, hasn't it? That's 300. That's a lot of money. Measures 6 inches in diameter, 10 inches high. So that's one. Now that would be big enough, but it's £329 for a blooming globe. It's too much. Dear. As an American, do you realise what the word Trump means here in the UK? I'm just wondering that. Someone sent me a link for a globe. I want a turning globe there, and it's 6 inches, but it's like 329 quid, which is probably about, I don't know, $300 or $400, which is too much to spend. You don't know what Trump means. The word Trump here in the UK means to pass wind. So, that he's just trumped. And I don't think the Americans know what that... I'm sure he doesn't know, otherwise he would have changed his name, wouldn't he? Eh? Right, we're going to close the phone line now, boys and girls. How do I do that? There we are. Closed. Okay. So I can get ready to disappear. I'm going to go swimming a little bit later on. Very shortly after I finish the show, to be honest, as well. Right, let's do one more little news story for today. Yes, Nathan, that's right. It means to pass wind. That does mean... Oh, I've just closed the blooming chat thing now. See if I can get that back somehow. I've just closed the damn chat thing. How did I manage to do that? Launch. Yes. 0, 1, 2, 3. There we go. You're back there. If you just sent a message in the last minute or so, I've lost that now. There's so much to do. Wait a minute. Where's that one gone? That one's there. That one's there. Oh, it's getting very complicated doing this. I might not be getting your chat messages now on Periscope. I've done something wrong here. I've got a new system in front of me, and I'm trying to get used to it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, try now. See if that works. You should be able to send us something now, I think. If you want to, that is. You don't have to. That one there. That one there. So it's very, very complicated. Good morning to Jessie Stone. Joins us towards the end of the show there as well. Okay, what else have I got here? Oh, yes, the iPhone, the new iPhone. Thank you. There we go. To pass wind. My country is passing wind to yours. Happen to have an air freshener. Oh, do you know the best air fresheners? Stop buying those spray things, the little things with the peel-off plastic. The best air fresheners, I got some purely by accident last week when I was visiting my sisters. The Reeds. You know, you get the Reeds. So you get a little bottle of some sort of essence. I've got rose, and it's just beautiful smell. And you put these Reeds in, right? You leave them for, I don't know, 10 minutes. Turn them upside down and just put it somewhere. Honestly, it's really good. Every time I come into my house now, it smells of roses. Everything's coming up roses. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so we saw the new iPhone released yesterday. And they're bringing out a really posh one. The iPhone X, isn't it? I think I saw the price quoted at £1,149 in the UK, which has got to be like $1,300, I think, in the US. Well, in the Daily Mail this morning, if you thought the iPhone X was pricey enough, there's another one. A luxury one. It says here, when Apple unveiled its 10th anniversary iPhone X this week, people were shocked and horrified at the £1,000 price tag. But the new luxury version of the phone has been released that makes Apple's price seem cheap. Oh yes. Designers have created the Luxe iPhone ingot featuring, are you ready? Now, if you've got a bit of cash, you will want one of these. I've got to tell you, I've got a picture of it up there. It's beautiful. Again, I'll post it on my Twitter thing for you. Join us on Twitter, twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK. Twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK. There you go. All right, so you can have a look at these things when I'm talking about them. It's gold. 250 grams of solid gold, but it costs £53,000, about $69,000. It's beautiful. I've got to say, it's beautiful. I'm not attracted. Look, I've got no jewellery. I own no jewellery. I've got a little thin, little gold cross. That was my mother's, and a little gold, little tiny emerald. Not really worth anything. I've got that. I have no jewellery. I have no interest in jewellery. I don't get it. Bits of why do you just want to put bits of metal on your hands and pay £10,000 for the privilege? Rolex watch? No, I've got a Casio downstairs. Cost me about 25 quid. It's about 5 years, 10 years old. I have no jewellery. No, jewellery doesn't interest me at all. No expensive art pictures. I mean, that was 7 quid. 7 quid that was. I'm going to go down there later to the range. That's where I got my pictures from. The range, and see if we've got some new ones. I think we need some new pictures to hang behind us there. The Hong Kong-based firm, Brick, has released a range of new Apple products following Apple's event last week. Several luxury versions of the iPhone X have been designed, including 2 gold ingot designs and others with diamonds encrusted. A description for the gold ingot range says the Lux iPhone ingot is a very rare specimen. And I have to say, it's beautiful. And it's engraved on the back. I think you can have it engraved on the back. What a wonderful gift that would be. What a wonderful gift that would be for someone. And, you know, with Christmas coming up, boys and girls, you're probably thinking to yourself, now, what can I get Chris this year for Christmas? I think that the gold version of the iPhone X, I'd happily receive that from you. And if you were to bring, you'd have to bring it to me. You know, we couldn't post something. Not that I haven't got a postal address for you to send anything to, but you'd have to bring it to me at, you know, one of my places of work, like perhaps Central Station in Wharfdale Road. That's where the next karaoke is tomorrow night, incidentally. Okay, karaoke tomorrow night, Central Station, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, every Friday from 8:30 and Monday from 8 o'clock. You'd have to bring it there. And not before Christmas. I don't like to receive gifts. Christmas is Christmas. It's not 2 weeks before. It's not the month of December. Christmas is Christmas. And if you wanted to bring that down, you would have a very special place in my heart forevermore. You really would. And could it be engraved? To Chris, thanks for the shows. United Kingdom Talk. So if you want to buy me something, I'll have one of those, okay? Right. Let's have a look. KQ says, essential oils. Everything you have is all authentic. I've got essential oils, actually. I've got some of those. I've got a glass thing. You put water in and it bubbles. And you drop a few, and you only need the slightest amount, small drops of oil in there, and it smells the whole house. It's lovely. I've got Satsuma. That's my favourite one, Satsuma. It's a bit like an orangey smell there. Okay. Chris says $999.99 for 32 gigabits USD. I don't know what that is. Are you going to win the lottery and buy me that phone? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be nice. All right. Let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. If you're on my Facebook, then I do get your birthdays come up, and we do those at the end of every show, okay? If you're not on my Facebook and you want either your birthday or another one read out, then just pop us over a message on the email or on Facebook, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and I will happily read the birthdays out for you, preferably a couple of days in advance. You know, sometimes we don't do a show every day. and the show is not scheduled. You know, it's not at the same time every day. Usually, it's around about 10 o'clock in the morning. That's the usual time. But sometimes it could be on late at night. Sometimes it might be in the afternoon. So just, you know, make sure you've got a little subscribe thing so you know when the shows are on. So happy birthday this morning to Laura Kerr. Happy birthday, Laura. Have a wonderful day, my darling, on this Thursday. Domonic Sinclair, my good friend Domonic, 48 years old. I worked with him, must be coming on 25 years ago now, at a place called Harpo's in Earl's Court. And we had great fun there. Happy birthday, Domonic. Happy birthday to Cill du Shatina. Happy birthday, Cill. To Daniel O'Brien, 52 today. Happy birthday, Daniel. Younger than me, dear. Younger than me. Happy birthday to Vlad Pigilda. Vlad Pigilda. Are you, now where would you, that sounds like a very Russian name. Are you in Russia? Happy birthday to you, sir. Sharon Fraser's birthday today. I see your little face there, Sharon. Happy birthday, Sharon. And Ian Black's birthday today. And Ian is 51 years old today. So let's sing the happy birthday song. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Laura, Domonic, Cill, Daniel, and Vlad, and Sharon and Ian. Happy birthday to you. All right? Happy birthday, gang. Let me see if I've got any more late messages to do just before you disappear today. No, I think we're all up to date, aren't we? There we are, all up to date. That's it for the show today. Thank you very, very much for joining me, boys and girls. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you once again. Don't forget, when we're not on there, if you want to send a message, you can do so as well. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, or you can send it over on the Facebook message thing, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK, or I've given you the email, haven't I? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right. So have a nice day. I'm off to the swimming pool now, and then a trip to Phoenix to see what they got in there. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now.